G'day folks, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 and welcome back to Wraithwind's Masons Guild. We have just discovered the secrets, I guess, to the Selûnite resistance. They were actually based from this place. And yeah, I guess this place just told a really sad story about the last struggle against Ketheric Thorm and his justiciars. I don't really know what Shadowheart thinks about all of this because she hasn't exactly chimed in a lot, you know, from any of the stuff that we've learnt, but I assume that she is essentially on the side of quote-unquote good. At least for the most part, though she did have aspirations to be a Dark Justiciar at some point. Not entirely sure how she feels about that, now that she knows what's happened to Wraithwind and, you know, how the Dark Justiciars essentially, I mean, you know, like, did they sack the place? I guess maybe they turned the place upside down, really. Tortured a bunch of people, killed a whole bunch of villagers, and it became quite authoritarian, this place. But anyway, we are going to head back. There's obviously the House of Healing for us to investigate next, but before going to the House of Healing, I do want to perhaps maybe go back to the Last Light Inn, have a chat with all of those tieflings because I'm concerned that we haven't exactly completed the quest properly. And I might also want to go back to Balthazar's, you know, wonderful room of viscera and gore. And I just wanted to see if there's a way for us to get through the secret door that is quite obviously there. Particularly now that we've learnt how to cast gaseous form, right? So if I sort of look at Gale's spell list, gaseous form is definitely available there. We would have to use one of our level 4 spell slots though, but I'm fine with that. And yeah, I just sort of want to see, is that a possibility to use to try and get through the door and then to see what would happen, or whether or not we can maybe open the door from the other side even. So there's this pathway up here. Perhaps maybe we could just
I've got a long road
quickly move in this direction and just have a quick look around. Ooh, hang on. Arabella. We could probably meet this Arabella from the other side, because we could just simply go around. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll come back to this Arabella. Let's not worry about meeting them immediately. There are a couple of tombstones here as well for us to read, but again, let's come back to it all. And it's not like it's too far to get to this spot from the portal. Let's go back to Moonrise Towers. Oh, we're still in turn-based mode. Yeah. Of course.
Say something! Anything! Mum? Where are you? Mum?
Should we actually... this could be timed for all I know, so maybe I will deal with Arabella now.
Here lies Bronick Larrow, blacksmith of renown. May he make iron sing in the afterlife. In memory of Kayla Bellsworth, Thrice married, thrice widowed, always smiling.
I'll take a look at the tombstones in a second. Let's maybe have a chat with this Arabella.
Hey! I know you! You're... Twist 'em up!
Okay, looks like she can defend herself. That's
Wait.
good.
That's Arabella, is it not? Looks like she's got some new weave up her sleeve.
Sorry. It knocks the wind right out of me.
What are you doing out here? It's not safe.
I was looking for Mum and Pops. When Zevlor... When he... Well... There was an ambush. Mum yelled, "Run!" So we ran. I could hear him running behind me. Till I couldn't. Still can't find him. But I bet you can. You'll help me, I just know it.
I'll find your parents. You can count on me.
Thanks, mister. I knew you'd help me again. The vines won't last forever. I don't suppose I can stay with you. Just till you find Mum and Pops. I won't be any trouble, I swear it.
Okay, she can go to the camp or she can go to the last light. I suppose she should go to our camp. I think. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. You're the best. So you send Mum and Pops there. I'll be waiting, hero man.
Find Arabella's parents. Hang on. So it's related to find Zevlor. Tiefling child from the Grove. In the Shadow-Cursed Lands, she was looking for her parents. We offered to search for them and invited her to our camp. Yep, okay. Zevlor was captured by the cult of the Absolute. His fellow tieflings claim he froze and tried to surrender. We should look for him. Okay. Still not sure if he's actually at Moonrise Towers or perhaps maybe he's been kept somewhere else. Don't know. Do we take these shadows out? We may as well, right? It could pose a threat. So, why not? Very nice. Okay. Oh. Was the path interrupted there? Bloody hell. Astarion? Can we do a sneak attack on this guy? I think so, because he's ensnared at the moment, so we've got advantage, right? And that's that.
And these things are
Very good.
Interesting.
You sense a swell of grief. Before the shadows took her, this woman mourned someone lost in battle. You sense a matriarch's flush of pride. She will soon be a grandmother, and the child will bear her name.
I'm exhausted.
Maldred.
Better find somewhere to camp soon.
Oh, okay. Blue wants to camp, apparently. I mean, I guess we can do that as
Memory
well.
of Reuven Corley, who lived stoically and died without complaint. Here lies faithful Jamie, the love of all our lives. Behold the mortal remains of Marvy Bullows, town crier, died loudly.
I find this one to be kind of
Here lies faithful
funny
Jamie,
as well.
the love of all our lives.
Faithful Jamie, but the love of all of our lives.
Here rots Treston Brumwilt, philanderer and wicked excuse for a husband. May the crows use this marker as a privy.
Jeez. We keep looking at the entire, like, crypt area, tombstone area, and the cemetery. I think maybe we can come back to it. But what I do want to do is perhaps maybe just walk my way down here. That should remove, you know, the shrouded area of the map a little bit. And yeah, okay, interestingly, you can actually climb up this way. That takes us back to the House of Healing, which we're not ready for just yet. Just trying to look around to see if there's anything that we may have missed in the area, but I don't think so. So let's head back to the Last Light Inn. I just want to have a chat with the tieflings first.
How's the barricade?
Not as long as we can put up a fight with them.
I could swear that we did speak to all of the tieflings, but maybe I missed one or two.
Me? I'm fine.
So let's do a quick save.
We're bruised, battered.
I'm glad it was you who walked through that door. Thank you. Things in Moonrise were bad. Real bad. Thank you for getting me out of there.
I mean, it's this group here, right? So
If ever you need us, we'll be there. I guarantee it.
I've thanked you once already.
I want to have a word.
Anyone gives you shit, come to me. I'll sort them out.
I mean, we spoke to all of them, right? Or am I missing a tiefling somewhere? Is there another tiefling tucked away in a spot that I haven't realized?
I know. Sorry.
I've known Marcus for years.
Marcus was scum. But the rest of us are loyal to Duke Ravengard. Loyal to Baldur's Gate, I swear it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that questline, guys, and why it doesn't seem to clear. I'm pretty sure these are the, what, like the 6 tieflings that we're supposed to speak to, unless I'm missing someone. So if I am missing someone and you guys know where the person is, do let me know, because I would like to try and clear up the quest line. Unfortunately, we don't really have a map marker or anything like that telling us where this last person could be. Yeah, Alfira and Roland have thanked us. My initial assumption was perhaps maybe it was Cal that we needed to speak to. would it make sense for us to maybe speak to them with someone else?
Thank you. I never thought I'd see these two again. It's good to be back.
Nope.
I've thanked you once already.
Up for debate?
I'm not the best at showing it, but I love Callan Rowland to death.
Yeah. Anyway, let us
No one back home will ever believe this.
head back to... I would say we want to go to Moonrise Towers now. And we'll just see if we can use gaseous form to try and get through the secret door. Trouble is, yes, we got that hint that we do need to do a camp, a long rest. Perhaps maybe I can do that now, actually. There's no reason for us to delay. I mean, I do still have a short rest, but that's fine. I could perhaps maybe do a partial rest. But yeah, I assume someone might want to speak to us. That's why we got the little sort of quip about
Need something?
needing to rest. So I'm just gonna check in with everyone.
Well, my day just improved. Did you want something? Very serious of you. But go ahead.
How are you faring?
Well, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't been dwelling on becoming a Dark Justiciar. Perhaps seeing the power of Shah unleashed on that land is keeping the thought in my mind. But don't worry. I still have plenty of room for you in both mind and heart.
Greetings.
Already feeling better.
The shadows are cruel. It would take a miracle for Arabella's mother and father to survive them. Well, lucky for us, we've got a knack for miracles. Let's reunite the girl with her mother and father. She deserves that much.
You've talked about your father, but not your mother. Why is that?
Because there's nothing to tell. She died when I was born. As a boy, my bond with father was too deep to miss the mother I never had. Now, well, I'd be lying if I said I'd never thought about my mother. What life would have been like if she'd lived. Maybe I'd be living in the city. Maybe I'd never have been forced into this cursed pact. But there's no use lingering on maybes. My mind is on the stories of today and tomorrow, not those of yesterday.
Well said. Okay. I wonder if we'll learn a little bit more about why her mother died, maybe childbirth or something? Possibly. I always find it interesting that every new camp area has a few interesting things to look at, perhaps, you know, maybe even loot to be had sometimes. Karlak?
Copper for your thoughts.
And we should have a chat with Arabella. And Gale.
Hey, you. I made it. Easy peasy. You find Mum and Pops?
I haven't found your parents just yet.
Well, hurry. They gotta be somewhere, and I don't want them worrying. Then I'll teach you to conjure those vines.
Oh, okay, cool. I wonder if we would be able to just permanently learn the spell without having to, you know, have it prepared or whatever.
Thou hast now a bosom companion. Take care that thou art not distracted on thy quest, seeking the comforts of the flesh.
So someone did point out that he was a bit snarky at us about our sex life because it was Will that interacted with him, not Blue. So yeah, interesting that we do actually get a different remark from him now that we're, you know, very, very close with Shadowheart, so to speak. You mean Shadowheart? Gods, I wish she were my bosom companion.
Recall that in time, all becomes dust and bone.
Oh. Way to be a party pooper. Gale?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Alright. I think we're ready to have a sleep in that case. Who knows? Maybe tonight there might be something interesting happening. And yeah, I'll do a full rest. Why not? The owlbear egg. Ugh. Yeah, still feel guilty about that. Okay, not too much going on. It's probably just a hint to come here to, you know, visit Arabella and have a chat with her.
Neither alive nor unliving.
I don't get it.
Thou wilt.
Okay, let's head back out there. And yeah, at least now we're ready for whatever the game throws at us if we do, you know, go into battle. Well, speaking of being ready, we should prepare even more. Okay, and Gale,
Direct me.
let's not forget that we do need mage armor.
Still alive, so that's
just in case. Right.
How much farther can I go?
Oh, sorry, we're not going the right way. Okay, so this central area is obviously off limits. Don't know why, but I'm hoping to try and find out. But this, more importantly, is where I'm trying to get to. I mean, there's a door just over here as well. I could try to unlock that.
Tempers are rising. It's clear not everything you find is at your disposal.
What? Oh, okay. It's probably because we may have stolen a few things in Balthazar's room. Possibly. Maybe we need to be away from this place a little longer, because I think a lot of people have said that if you plan on stealing stuff, the best thing to do is to just leave the area and spend a little bit of time doing other things. Okay, so... I could, as I said, try to use gaseous form to try and go through. I don't know how that would work exactly. Another alternative is to see if we can just simply unlock the door over here. There's also the matter of maybe doing Misty Step up that way. I don't know if we tried to, say, cast something like Psionic Jump, for instance, whether or not we'd be able to reach that. Problem is, not a lot of people will be able to get up here, because not everyone has Misty Step. Anyway, yeah, let's do a quick save. I'm going to try my hand at maybe unlocking this door.
Can't keep me out.
30. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, that's rough. I'll try one more. Actually... Ah, damn. I should have gotten Shadowheart out here. Do guidance. Yeah, even if I did guidance there, we wouldn't have gotten it. So that's a couple of thieves' tools gone. Yeah, I don't know what we would need for this. Can't seem to examine it to give us perhaps maybe some kind of a clue.
The air is ripe with magic. May it please, Mistra.
So, gaseous form. Let's maybe replace, I don't know, Witch Bolt maybe? We'd be able to come up this way. I'm just concerned about bumping into some enemies. Yeah, okay, we've got horrors.
Smell it, siblings. The meat below the tower.
So much, and not all dead. It smells strange, foreign.
Yeah, okay, I wouldn't be able to get past these guys, I don't think. Wondering if there's another way into the tower from up here, though. If even there is, I wouldn't know where to find it. There's some more stuff out this way. Something like a throne over there. Interesting. I'll be able to go down this way. Can we open doors in gaseous form? We can. Huh. Alright. Plenty of interesting things to try and check here. When we actually get the opportunity, that is. Unfortunately, this is all locked now. I suppose if I really wanted to get Gale to escape, I could simply maybe fly him back up. If I can actually get an angle. Or perhaps maybe I can fly him down. Possibly. Do I dismiss the gaseous form? But yeah, I don't think there's a real way into that room, even with gaseous form, without us having some kind of a sight line into the room itself. Yeah, I can't reach this spot, I don't think. Alright, I may as well take a quick look at the stuff available to us here. Now that we know these bowls actually fetch quite a bit of gold, we should actually be taking them. And these plates as well.
This will come in handy.
Melodia Thorm, loving mother, beloved wife. Her light will never be forgotten.
Perhaps maybe this room used to belong to her. Maybe. Damn. Alright. Cellunite robe. Oh, Lord.
Amount of teeth where there shouldn't be any.
Okay. I was not expecting that at all. I feel like I need to give myself some distance from this mimic. Hang on. They used what? Sense hidden presence or something? Very interesting. Okay, I don't want to damage a lot of stuff here, because there must still be quite a bit of loot. Let me have a look at resistances. Okay, acid. So, no Melfs. Let's do Scorching Ray in that case.
Another mimic. You'd think I'd get better at spotting the damn things.
Okay, so let's move Gale out there. I am going to do that. So for it to get to us, it's going to have to go through that. And if we're lucky, it won't even go through it and decide to just stay in the room, and we can maybe finish it off with like our cantrips. Oh no, did I? Oh man. I just attacked the door, didn't I? How silly. Okay, let's move this way. Oh, it might try to go through it. Alright, alright. Decent. We are going to be backed into a corner though. Let me run this way. Trying to force this thing to... Ooh, okay. Very lucky. We are at low ground though. Okay, one more, and I think we should be good, but we might actually take a hit here. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Acid, okay. Shield blow. We may as well. Immune to prone. Okay. Come on. Okay, good. Jeez. Stained letter. Let's have a read. My darling daughter. When you were a little girl, I would often watch you play with your dolls and your cousins and picture myself a enormous, opaque, silvery shield surrounding you, protecting you. I knew somehow, deep within myself, that no harm could ever befall you, because I would not let it. Though the healers say I may pass into the city of judgment soon, know this, darling daughter, I am always around you, I am always with you, and the Moon Maiden will never allow you to bear a burden you cannot carry. I love you forever, a love that has no death. Mama. Spine Shudder Amulet. When the wearer deals damage with a ranged spell attack, inflict 2 reverberation upon the targets. Could be good, although I think elemental augmentation is still better. We've had things that synergize well with reverberation, though. So maybe we need to sort of review whether or not it would be beneficial for us to use this. Thunder, lightning, or radiant damage. We do reverberation. The entity has 5 or more turns of reverberation. It takes 1 to 4 thunder damage and possibly falls prone. The condition is removed afterwards, meaning they don't have reverberation anymore if they reach 5 or more. Maybe. Creatures immune to thunder can't receive reverberation. Okay. I need to review some of the equipment that we've found recently, because I think there's something that synergizes well with reverberation. So I'll need to take a look at that. Okay. Well, that was a bit of an ordeal. Selenite Amulet. A small silvered necklace worn by Selûne worshippers. Is adorned with 7 pieces of iolite, a blue gemstone used for navigation at sea. Few recognize Shar as a goddess of creation or Selûne as a goddess of destruction, yet both are true. Born in the primordial ebb and flow of time, They forged Aber Toril together, and Shontea, Mother of Life, sprung into existence. Light and dark hung in perfect balance, embraced by Shar and lightened by Selûne. Yet their creations were cold and distant, and Shontea prayed for warmth. This simple request divided the sisters, driving them to conflict, but it was Selûne that forced True Flame into Aber Toril, sparking the sun. How could Shar not be harmed by such a betrayal, forced to war against both the light and the sun and the light of the moon? As the goddess tore each other asunder, they formed new gods and new conflicts, all for the sake of a little warmth. The lesson is this: to put selfish comforts over the fate of existence is folly. For those who understand, the Lady of Loss is always listening. Ooh, hang on. This brings us down somewhere. Yeah, okay, you can jump down to the rafters, to the beams down below. Again, the most important thing is trying to get through this door. I don't think Gale has any lockpicking equipment. Maybe we can give him some thieves' tools. I don't know what kind of challenge this is going to be. 15. That's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Actually, hang on. Let me just have a look at our bonuses. +1 dex. I could give it a few tries here. Another option is to perhaps get Blue to use a scroll of gaseous form and to essentially try to reach this place the same way we did for Gale. Possibly. Anyway, let's do a quick save here. Again, I have no idea what to expect. Completely missed this. A Godly Guide, Death and Divinity. Let's have a read. Death is too powerful a force for even a single god to contain. It is a duty that has been passed from hand to hand, splintered into smaller pieces. Disease, war, funeral sites, but there must always be an overseer of the cycle as life falls away. For countless eons it was Jurgal, the lord of the end of everything, presided over mortality with his unblinking stare, until even he grew weary. Young Bol, Bane, and Merkel must have thought themselves conquerors when they came for the god of death, yet he used their ambitions to free himself. Merkel claimed primacy over death from Jurgal's bargain, but even he does not rule death alone. What is murder if not most violent of deaths, seized by Baal in his incessant greed? What need would there be for noble Kelemvor to judge passing souls if one deity could hold the process entire? Even gods can die after all. Those who worship death should remember that all above all else, rather. And what was that again? Crescent Moon Earring, yeah. Okay, we've seen these things before. Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous about trying to get through. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Ah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this gives us a better opportunity, actually, to increase our chances of getting through this door. So we'll leave Gale there, because he's where we need him to be. But everyone else, I think we can try to gather and use the beams to try and get us to where we need to go.
Moving in.
So folks around here are suspicious of us, though. Thanks to our sticky fingers. Apparently it's okay for us to take this landscape over here. We may as well. Sell that off when we get the chance. So where was the ladder? Here. Yeah, this way, whatever's waiting for us behind the door, we should be able to deal with the entire party. Where do we need to go exactly to get up there? There it is. Okay, so back this way then. And because we're in the tower, I don't think Shadowheart actually needs to be carrying the moon lantern, does she? So let's tuck that away. We'll just use Blood of Lathander. Okay. Finally, we are reunited with Gale. It was very interesting using gaseous form, though. And, I guess without us having used gaseous form, we wouldn't have discovered that there's actually a separate entry point here to try and get in. So, yeah, for whatever reason, this door is a level 30, but this one is definitely a little bit more manageable, so I'm hoping we'll be able to get through. Maybe the room might be divided even more, and that we might have other locks to try and pick. Could be. Again, quick save here, just in case. Make sure everyone's together. I think we're ready for combat if we do get into combat. Let me throw... You know what, I might just keep some Thieves' Tools on Gale because he has gaseous form. And you never know, it could come in handy. Probably don't need gaseous form right now though, so we'll just quickly replace that again with something like Witch Bolt. I think we're looking good. So yeah, let's do this.
tool will do the trick.
Ooh. Squire. Some kind of mechanical dog? Let's do speak with animals. And I'm just trying to look around to see if there's anything else. It doesn't look like it. Let's see if we can have a chat with this thing.
Very well.
See what happens.
Stand, soldier. These are the General's private quarters. Wait. Something in your scent is familiar.
Familiar? I mean, this will give us the biggest chances, but maybe this is situational. I mean, we have a quick save that we can fall back to, so stay still and let her smell you.
I do not know your face, but your scent. Selûnite magic. It used to fill these halls back when I was flesh. Since my master brought me back, this place smells wrong. His family is gone, replaced by bootlickers and beasts. You are neither. So tell me true. What is your purpose here?
Ugh. I don't know how little Squire is going to react if we say that we're here to stop the Absolute. Otherwise, we could try and deceive Squire. But let's try option 2. I only want to stop the Absolute.
I protect my master. What becomes of his master, I care not. Pass, then, but I will be watching.
My scent seemed to trigger a memory in you. What was it?
Not your scent. Selûnite magic on your skin. The General once smelled that way when his daughter still lived. I died the same night she did, my master says, trying to protect her. I do not remember, but he brought me back. I will not fail him again.
Okay. Well, at least we have avoided combat. That's good. This room is still a problem, though. There's still something hidden back here, and I really don't know how to get through. Alright, let's have a look around for maybe additional clues. Might do another quick save, just in case. And perhaps I wouldn't mind just leaving the party here so that people aren't moving around the place a little bit too much. Apostle Diary. Most of the text has been scoured away by time, but what remains appears to be some form of ritual incantation. Your white ribs, the pillars, your bleached skull, the dome, take on Apostle's final form, cathedral wrought of blessed bone.
Ketherick's been studying something called the Apostle, but of which god?
Suelto's Ethic of War. The Ethic of War by Christina Suelto. My colleague Amaps proposes fair rules of engagement in times of war and forgiveness upon victory. Are we to spare our enemies then, once they have fallen to our might? Are we to put all hatred behind us when we surrender, or when surrender is offered? Indeed not, for what shall we do once our opponent gathers new armies and masses them once again along our borders? We shall wage another war, and count the lives snuffed out by our own magnanimity. Once an enemy kingdom is conquered, it must be razed to the ground. Only then can we be free of its spectre. Sounds pretty brutal.
Breathe deep and move.
Attracting Drow exiles. Dictated to scribe Yanthus by General Ketherick, sweeping up individual Drow renegades is not giving us the cadre of Lolth-trained veterans I want for our staff and officer corps. We must be more ambitious. Agent Zilver, True Soul 113, will be commanded to infiltrate Menza Berenzen itself, ideally House Bane, ostensibly to proselytize, another difficult word, I have no idea what this means, proselytize on behalf of the Divine Absolute. I think Zilver will be convincing in this role. This intrusion will excite outrage among the Baner matrons, who can be counted upon to send a warband to exterminate whoever was so rash as to promote anti-Lolth apostasy in their home. Zilver will have left a clear trail back here to Moonrise Towers, where the warband will find not a circle of ragtag heretics but an army in the making. I will parley with the Drow leader, but as we negotiate, her warband will be ambushed, and every Drow warrior we capture will be tadpoled. This accomplished, the warband leader will meet the same fate, and thus we shall acquire our cadre of hardened Underdark warriors. And all it will cost us is the life of loyal Agent Zilver, but he is, truth be told, a tedious enthusiast, and I will not miss him. Jeez. Used and discarded when not needed. I wonder if we can't get Squire to, go to the camp and, keep Scratch company. Doesn't seem to mind us taking stuff.
That's
Ooh.
curious.
What we have here? Elder Brain Domination. Confidential. Dictated to scribe Yanthus by General Ketherick. Young Gortash's plan to enslave an illithid Elder Brain and make it our marionette under control of the Crown of Karsus has proceeded almost without flaw, barring the slight delay while our Baylist allies sorted out their leadership conflict. The weak point must surely be the sharing of the Netherstones. It was necessary to secure my engagement and that of the murder cult. But eventually it's certain to fracture our fragile alliance. Clearly, all three Netherstones must be controlled by a single leader, me, by preference, but not until after all the stakeholders have made their essential contribution. Gortash fears that, energized by the dark energies of the Crown, the brain we now call the Absolute will eventually metamorphose into something new and more difficult to control. If he's right, the need to invest the power of the Netherstones in a single wielder is urgent. Even more so in that Enver Gortash, at least, must be thinking the same way. Hang on. So the Cult of the Absolute was basically trying to get a Elder Brain, or to use an Elder Brain to perhaps maybe control some Illithid? Maybe? But then there's also mention about these nether stones. Perhaps these nether stones might be the key to, I don't know, curing our tadpole problem. It could be. Let's send it to camp. Did we learn anything there, though? Not quite. Let's check this out. Ooh. Cloak of Elemental Absorption. Absorb elements. Absorb elemental damage once per short rest. Take half damage from the next elemental attack targeting you, and deal an additional 1d6 of that element type on your next attack. Sounds like it could be good for Gale, considering he does a lot of elemental attacks, and different types of elemental attacks as well. Letter to Ketheric. My darling husband, I know my time is drawing near. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to leave our little girl. But I'm not writing to lament our lot. It's ours and no others. Though the city of judgment is dark, I know Our Lady Light will find me even there. I will see her shining spires and walk the silver gardens we've both dreamt of. I go to my reward, and leave quite a task to you yet, my heart. Salune's light shines bright in our little one, but she will need a guide to keep on her path. I have no doubt that she will keep you on yours. It is the same path, Our Lady's path, and one day I know it will bring you both back to me. Only not too soon, I hope. I won't say goodbye, there is no loss, only temporary separation. How I love you, forever, Melodia.
A letter from Ketheric's wife. Sounds like she loved him very much.
Well, we've got a full complement of inspiration now, so we should be able to make use of that on some important checks, hopefully. Supplies. Love it. So interesting that he has completely basically switched around, right? Like he was a devout of Salune for a time while his wife was still alive, but then something turned him. Maybe he stopped believing in Salune because of the loss of his wife and his child. Could be. Okay, that explains why it's a level 30, because there's a lever behind it. Perhaps maybe that's sort of how most doors go, where they have levers. Take all of that. Missive from Gortash. Whoops, did not mean to pick that up. General, given what we know from my research about the Gith artifact, I can't emphasize how critical it is that this be recovered. The power that artifact contains can boost our own efforts to unforeseen levels, but if it falls into the hands of enemies of wit and persistence, it could bring down all of our plans and schemes. The body of our hand-picked captain for the artifact raid wasn't found in the wreckage of the Nautiloid, and I'm not at all easy in my mind about that fact. Find the artifact. Employ rigorous means. Do not fail. Lord Gortash. Gortash. I'm not sure if we've met this Gortash. The body of our hand-picked captain for the artifact raid wasn't found in the wreckage of the Nautiloid. Could this be referring to Shadowheart? Because she is a worshipper of Shar. She's had her memory wiped. The only thing she knows is the mission. And she was supposed to get the artifact and then deliver it to Baldur's Gate. Right? That's sort of my rough analysis and trying to sort of draw some connections here, but, you know, could be wrong. Right, so invasion plans for Baldur's Gate. A map of Baldur's Gate depicting Upper City, Lower City, and Outer City as far as Worm's Crossing, as well as Grey Harbor and the near course of the Keonthar. Arrows show the intended progress of the armies of the Absolute, with weak points in the city defenses marked with X. I get a feeling that a lot of this stuff we have actually seen. There's an unsent letter here. Balthazar, I thank you for returning what was mine and have no doubt all will be well once the war is won. After that, I believe our business will be concluded. A different life, a better life, awaits. General Ketheric Thorn.
I'll take that.
What kind of potion is that? Generic potion. For 1 gold. Have we seen the Eltragard one? A map of Eltragard centering on the city of Elturel and showing the nearby towns of Triel, Scornable, and Burdusk. A series of concentric lines surround the city with all avenues of escape blocked off. Plans for a siege. So I wonder if these guys are planning to attack Baldur's Gate first and then move on to Elturel, or if Elturel is first. Okay, there's not too much more going on here, but it still doesn't really help with our need to get into this room. So this door seems like it might lead to a staircase of some kind leading further up, I think. The size of the door, though, doesn't really make sense to be in that spot. It almost feels like a door that would lead to a great hall of some kind. Now, do I want to try and redo this whole thing with the bookcase? I feel like maybe I should have a play around with it a little bit more. Maybe I'm missing something. We'll close the door, just make sure no one's watching. And I just wonder if there's something else that I need to do, or if I needed to do it in a certain order. But let's leave everyone here, and we'll get Blue to obviously do this interaction once more. So galvanic interrogations, that's the one that revived, like, corpses and stuff, right? Conventional medicine, that's the spikes. Poisons and venoms, musty tomes. Ah, there's 4 of them. Okay. Did I hit 4 of them last time? Can't remember now. Okay, I thought I was already out of the way there, but apparently not. So this is going to sprout out all of the gas. And this one, musty tomes.
Won't budge. No use. It's blocked.
Perhaps.
How delicious. Tread carefully.
Perhaps we need a couple of people to try and do this interaction. So,
Still breathing, despite everything.
the galvanic interrogations might be something that we need to do at the very end. Poisons and venoms. Maybe that's first, and then this is last. Maybe.
Seems simple enough.
Nope.
They're ready.
No. Nope.
Keep your distance, darling.
Everyone else seems to be doing alright.
No use. It's blocked. Seems to be stuck. Watch your back.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Yeah, so poisons and venoms will stay on for a while, but these other two, they don't seem to do anything but flash.
Let's see. Seems to be stuck.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe it has something to do with the altar as well, come to think of it. So this artifact that we're looking for could potentially be something that we need to place in here. And I'm wondering whether or not this hidden room is something that is Balthazar's design, or Ketheric's, or perhaps maybe even whoever originally constructed the tower. But anyway, I'm just gonna do a short rest there. Rather than try and dwell on this, I think we've done enough in the tower. I'm just curious to see if we can maybe have a chat once more with the dog. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I've missed that would give us a clue. Let's have a chat with Squire.
Yes, soldier.
Would it be alright if I gave you a scratch?
You'd be the first of the general's soldiers brave enough to try. All right, that's enough.
Why don't we have, like, arms, though? What's going on there? This must be some kind of a bug. Yeah, weird. We've definitely got arms. Hopefully they'll appear in other cutscenes. Otherwise, that's a bit of a problem. Okay, so... got some hidden treasure over here. I can't say whether or not we've actually seen that. Have we? I can always come back to it, though. I want to go back to Wraithwyn, and I think we're going to head to the House of Healing. I know I said that this episode we would probably start looking at the House of Healing, but we haven't actually gone there, have we? So, completely different plan this episode, it turns out.
Is wonderful if you can get it, but Crone has its charms too.
Hang on, I think... yeah, this is where we want to be. Brewer's Alchemical Stash. Why don't we go for that first before we even start the House of Healing? And I reckon maybe... considering all that's happened in this episode, we can keep the House of Healing for the next one. Because, yeah, we haven't exactly been around here, have we? What the... That's a lot of activity down there. Is that the entire, like, army that they're building? I think so. There's also...
Wargaz failed to kill you. I won't make the same mistake.
Oh. Okay. I was not expecting this. I was not paying attention. I was more impressed by the size of this army. A lot of tents there. I do want to try and hit this this portal, but yeah, we're going to have to get through the Gith. I'm wishing we had Lae'zel with us right now. I wonder if we had Lae'zel here, whether or not we would be able to have conversations with these guys, maybe convince them to stand down. I don't mind fighting them though. Alright, I tell you what, I think we'll call this one an episode here. When we come back, we'll have the fight, and then, by God, we will go to the House of Healing. I keep saying that we want to go there. Alright, yeah, signing out here, guys. Chuck us that like if you enjoyed it, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.